Welcome to the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia's Aphasia Software Finder, a free searchable database for people with aphasia, their carers and speech and language therapists, or speech and language pathologists, depending on where you are in the world. My name's Sarah Woodward, and I'm one of the consultant speech and language therapists responsible for compiling the database of apps, software and evidence on the Aphasia Software Finder. I work alongside the rest of the team, which includes Dr. Abby Roper, another consultant speech therapist based at City University in London, Nicole Campbell, who, as a trustee of the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia, originally thought of creating this website, and Dr. Brian Petheram, who used to work at the Speech and Language Therapy Research Unit in Bristol. This website's free to use because it's funded by the Tavistock Trust for Aphasia, and the Trust is very grateful to Mrs. Charmaine Malincrot and the Aranda Rothschild Foundation for their generous support. You can access the site directly by clicking here. When you arrive on the site, you'll see a list of tabs here at the top relating to what you may be wanting to look for. Under the Aphasia Apps and Software tab, you'll find programs which specifically target therapy activities for people with aphasia. Under the General Apps and Software tab, you'll find therapy or daily living apps which weren't designed for people with aphasia, but which they may nevertheless find useful. Under the What's New tab, you'll find recently added or updated items. When new aphasia apps, general apps or research evidence is added to the site, it'll pop up here for 60 days. And if you become a regular user of the site, it may be useful just to see at a glance if anything new's been added since your last visit. Under the Research Evidence tab, you'll find a list of papers relating to general therapy and aphasia and more general papers about using technology generally with this population. And finally, under the Other Resources and Help tab, you can find some useful links and resources. The site has been designed with everyone in mind: the layperson, the person with aphasia, and also professionals. We've tried to collate in one place objective information about all the aphasia software, programs and apps in the English language. We also include apps and software which could be useful for activities of daily living which people with aphasia may still struggle with. There's the What's New page to see at a glance programs or articles which have been recently added. There's the Evidence tab, leading to articles about computer therapy and aphasia. And finally, the Resources and Help tab. The format and the layout of the site is based on recent evidence about what makes resources and websites aphasia friendly, and indeed the site has been reviewed by people with aphasia. But some people with aphasia may need some support to navigate some of the more complex information on the site. We try to provide objective information. We've provided article references, useful links, and just to say that the site's been up and running since 2011, and we were very fortunate in 2012 to be shortlisted for the Tech for Good award. So who uses the site? Here's just some interesting statistics about our many visitors. And as you can see, we have a very good number and that they come from all over the world. So why was the site developed? Well, not everyone with aphasia has access to regular or face-to-face speech and language therapy. And these people often look for alternatives, often online, and if they do a search, they may find the suppliers who pay to be at the top of the search. If they then go to the suppliers' websites directly, they aren't necessarily given objective information. So we wanted to collate in one place, for free, objective information on which people could base their purchasing decisions. Also, there are now a good number of therapy apps and programs aimed at people with aphasia. There are several hundred on the Aphasia Software Finder now. But we hope that the Finder and the advanced search functions can help both people with aphasia and clinicians to narrow down their search for programs which may be of interest and benefit to them. And finally, the site was developed because current evidence demonstrates that computer-assisted treatments are an effective way to intensify and continue the rehab process. So let's see the options. If we click on the Aphasia Apps and Software tab, we then get given a further 5 options. The first, how to search for aphasia apps and software, outlines what I'm demonstrating now. But if we click on this one, the second tab, Search Finder, we'll find this page, and where it's asking us to narrow down our search. Which area of speech and language are you wanting to target? Once you've clicked on a main category, there may then be further submenus. So we've asked it for exercises to work on following instructions, and it's now asking us to narrow that down. Do we want to work on following spoken instructions or written instructions, putting things in order or remembering instructions? Once you've fine-tuned your search, you'll be presented with a list of options, which gives us a very brief overview about the package. So we can see at a glance which platforms it works on, which languages it's available in, how much it costs, and whether there's a free trial. If you click on the underlined name of the program, it'll take you to the aphasia-friendly program summary. But from there, you can also click on the professionals summary, which is much more detailed. If you click on the icon for the actual app or program, it'll take you directly to the supplier's website. This one here. This Finder facility is exactly the same on the General Apps and Software tab. If we come back to this list again, but this time you click on Search List, you'll be given the same table as we saw in the previous slide, but this time it will be in alphabetical order. It's just an alphabetical list of all the Aphasia apps and programs on the site, and you click on the underlined name to get the aphasia or detailed some program summaries on this icon for the supplier's website. If we click on the fourth option in this drop-down menu, it will take us to the comparison table. This might be a useful option if you have a short list of potential programs you're wanting to compare. You can just click on this link in order to get there directly. Finally, if you were to click on this bottom tab, the Advanced Search for Professionals, it will take you here. This is a recent update to the site, and we hope it's very useful for speech and language therapy colleagues. It was developed because with over 300 apps and software programs on the site, it was becoming unwieldy for professionals to find what they wanted within a reasonable time. So using the Advanced Search, you can really whittle down your criteria. The more criteria you tick, the fewer options will appear in the final list. Indeed, sometimes it may give nothing, so you'll have to go back and just be a little less specific. Don't forget to scroll right down to see your results, because depending on your screen, whether it's on a phone or a tablet or a computer, it may seem as if you have no results, but you just need to scroll down a bit. One thing professionals often want to search for is programs with an evidence base. There are very few of these. However, there are quite a number of programs which have a theory base. If this is what you're looking for, tick the theory evidence box in the Advanced Search. You'll need to look at our criteria for what we mean by theory-based, which is here on the Advanced Search page. And we're relying on clinicians to use their clinical judgment. If the program's based on a theory model you use in therapy, perhaps the app will do what you'd like it to do for this treatment program. If we click on the Research Evidence tab, it will take us here. The evidence section contains articles relating to aphasia and computer therapy or use of technology. The articles at the top are specifically related to aphasia therapy. The articles at the bottom are related to aphasia and technology more generally. We've chosen for technical reasons not to be able to directly link to the articles when you click. However, you can just right-click and ask it to open up in a new browser, or copy and paste the name of the article into your search engine. If you click on the Other Resources and Help tab, which you can get to directly from this link, it'll give you these options. There are links to useful resources, top tips, and for example, under links to helpful resources, you can find links on how to make computers more accessible. For example, if somebody could benefit from using text-to-speech or a screen magnifier. There are also these suggestions for useful tools that speech and language therapists may find useful. The voice activated assistance page we added recently because there are now some fun and useful Alexa skills which can be used as part of therapy. This is something that speech and language therapists and people with aphasia may just want to explore, either for a bit of fun or for some therapeutic activities. There are spelling games and memory quizzes, true-false games, and listening activities. We hope you found this guided tour of the Aphasia Software Finder helpful, and we hope you'll now enjoy searching and using the site yourselves. Thanks for watching.